Very good evening, everyone. Welcome to another Life Path Life Lifter Masterclass. We've got people joining from many different countries and new people joining, brand new to goal mapping, and experienced people certified in goal mapping joining. Please do write a quick hi in the chat. Say where you're joining from. If you're new to goal mapping, or whether you're an experienced goal mapper of many years, it'd be great to hear where you're coming from tonight, why you're joining. Do you have specific goals you're looking to achieve? And maybe you're already a coach that want to add another effective tool to your coaching toolkit to help other people make a difference in their life. Or maybe you're just interested in personal development. Maybe you're an aspiring coach and looking to make a career change and to get started within the coaching profession. Whatever your situation, please do quickly write in the chat. See, we've got people already joining, and really great to see people coming in from different countries and looking to be part of this celebration of goal mapping and coaching this evening. And we've got a couple of fantastic guest coaches. Paola Lager from Italy will be our first guest coach, and Dave Worley from England, both of them very experienced in teaching goal mapping, going to share about their work with goal mapping, how they're making a difference in the world, helping to lift lives. Just looking here, we've got Connie joining from Alabama in America. Nice to see you, Connie. We've got people coming in from other countries. I know Paola's here from Italy, as well as David already joining from the UK. Fantastic to see people coming in. Lots of people joining from the UK, as well as from further afield. A few more moments for people to join the presentation, then we're going to move into sharing some information. For those of you that are new to goal mapping, I'll be going through the basics so that you understand what the program's about. And everybody joining tonight has access to the goal mapping platform. So if you're brand new and you've registered for this masterclass and Life Lifter Showcase, then in the process of registering, you will have also created your own goal mapping account, and you're able to go to the goal mapping platform and for absolutely free, check out the empowerment tools that are there and to create your very own goal map. Let me bring up the PowerPoint presentation and just start to share some of the key information. And goal mapping has been helping people for a very long time. This is me at the start of my speaking career, 1994, and my message has stayed consistent throughout. Your thoughts help to shape your reality. Your thoughts create your reality, both in yourself as a person, as well as in your life. Life is many different things to many different people, but one thing we can say it is for sure is a path. And while each of us are on a different path in life, there are some things we can say are common to all of us, the life lessons. We're looking to share some of those life lessons tonight about how to make life work well. My life path has been a little unusual. I was born into a traveling fun fair and circus family. Here on the screen, you can see a picture of my great uncle and his wife who run an act in the circus. He was a knife thrower. And here's my great grandmother and a painting of her traveling fair in London. And this is my great grandmother on the other side of the family who had a traveling curiosity show. This is my father's fun fair, and this was the life I was born into. This picture was taken the year I was born, 1961. The year I was born, and my father decided he wanted to make a change in his life. As well as traveling with the fun fairs, he also took his amusements to the seaside and opened them up for the tourist industry. All of my family still travel. And this picture here is of King Charles when he was a young boy, riding on my cousin's bumper cars. And here a picture of my cousin and my brother-in-law and nephew and their children. And they're still out traveling with the fun fairs. My father eventually settled with his amusements and myself and my brother on the Isle of Wight, where I still live today. And he took a lease on the pier here at Ventnor, where he opened up his amusements. And so every year I would have several different homes. I'd have one home traveling around with the fun fairs for 4 months each year. I had one home on the Isle of Wight while we opened up for the tourist industry. And then we had a third home, again for 4 months of the year, at our winter base just outside of London. I didn't go to school very much, and I dropped out of education completely just before I was 13. Sounds unusual, but in the traveling fun fair life, it was what was normal. And at 13, most of the fun fair children of my generation would come out of education and they would work full time with the family and be given a stake in the family business. My 13th birthday present was this rocket-shaped bubble gum machine. And that was my initiation into business. I was an early entrepreneur at 13 years, and my father taught me, save a percentage of your money and reinvest. And so the next year I bought a pinball machine, which I opened in his amusement arcade. And then my big business breakthrough at about 15 was a Space Invaders. I was one of the first people in the United Kingdom to have one of these Space Invaders, and I did quite well from that. I was working full-time for my father by the age of 14. And by 18, his business on the Isle of Wight had grown, and he wanted to find a new outlet for business. And so at 18, I took the family business in a new direction. And I become the youngest person ever in England to be allowed to open a disco. 1981, it was the crest, the new romantics wave, a very unusual time. Face paint and frilly shirts. And this is me at 18 with my adamant face paint and frilly shirt. And I was a DJ for 10 years. This is my DJ box. Blue crystal and a big gorilla hand. We had the nightclub that I owned, very unusually themed, with lots of funfair and circus junk and equipment. And it became very popular. We were in all the music magazines. Lots of celebrities came from all over the country. It was very successful. I run the business for 13 years. I made a lot of money. I had a lot of fun. I was at the height of success as a young man. And then very quickly, it all come crashing down. And the change that came for my industry was affordable airfare. In the late 1980s, early 90s, English people started taking their main summer holiday, not on the Isle of Wight, where I still live, but abroad in the Mediterranean, in Greece, in Italy. Most of my customers went to Ibiza. And so tourism died on the Isle of Wight. It was a situation outside of my control. The family business closed down, along with lots of other old family businesses here on the island where I still live. It was a very sad time. And I ended up at age 29, £1 million in debt. I'd gone from being worth a lot of money at age 25 to owing £1 million by age 29. My home was repossessed, possessions were repossessed, and my marriage crashed under the pressure. I had no qualifications because of leaving school before 13. I had no formal work experience because I'd always worked for myself or my father. And because I have dyslexia, I'd never learned to read and write properly, and I was illiterate. Life was looking dark and I was incredibly scared. And I don't know what your situation is at this time. I know many people are struggling with the cost of living crisis and economic challenges around the world, rising inflation. What I do know is this: it's often darkest just before the dawn. And when it seems like a really dark period in our life, that is often just before a turning point. And the turning point that came for me was that I met an amazing life coach, a gentleman called Mike Rosewarne, who helped me to find my way by teaching me the power of positive thinking. And it became life-changing. I used it to change myself. I changed my mindset. I used it to help myself overcome my learning challenges and teach myself to read and write and to start to form a new career and to pay off the great debt that I was in. And my life improved incredibly quickly. Within a short while, I'd started a new career as one of the very first coaches and trainers in the United Kingdom. And I started to teach the goal mapping system. And here on the screen, you can see one of my very first goal maps. I started teaching the system in 1995. I first did my trainings in 1994. The first goal mapping was in 1995. And this goal map here, you can see it is from 1996. And it worked. Goal mapping has now spread around the world to more than 5 million people. And within a short while, I found myself being invited to write articles in magazines, to run workshops. And now I've written 4 books, some of them bestsellers, such as Sam the Magic Genie and the Goal Mapping book. They're in many different languages. They've never been out of print. They've been translated and in second editions, as you can see here with the self-mapping and the goal mapping. There have been many different TV interviews around the world, particularly throughout Europe, lots of different magazine articles, and many different awards for goal mapping. The thing that has really helped to spread the word is simply the power of the technique. And behind all of the success is the driving motivation to want to help as many people as possible. To this day, I feel incredibly grateful that someone helped me turn my life around, this fantastic coach that I met years ago. And I've made it my mission to help as many other people as possible. On the screen here, you can see my main goal, which is to reach 7 million people. And my aim is to help people within work, within education, to help people with their well-being, and to help people within families and communities. The thing that is helping to spread the word most is the fantastic community of goal mapping coaches. People have come from more than 30 countries to become certified in goal mapping and to then blend it with other things they want to teach or to focus it on specific areas where they want to help people. As you will hear tonight from our 2 guest coaches, there are now more than 1,500 people certified in goal mapping around the world. Some of them working in corporate, some of them running public presentations, some people focusing their energy with goal mapping onto education, and some people working in all 3 of these areas plus more. The youngest person teaching goal mapping is just 14. The oldest person teaching goal mapping is in her 80s. And they come from a range of different backgrounds. There is a diverse mixture of people, but what unites them all is they have a passion to inform about the principles of success, to inspire people, and to empower people to make a difference in their life. Goal mapping has been greeted by businesses large and small, and many of the goal mapping practitioners, such as Katrina and Jill here, choosing to focus their activity with goal mapping onto the business community here in the UK, or Marina here making her keynote a very successful goal mapping practitioner in business, focusing primarily in Greece. Now, some people choose to make education their area of focus, such as Emily here in Italy, working with students, or Cephas, working with students in Ghana. Kathleen Konya is a 3-time world champion kickboxer. And you can see next to her picture her goal map. And so impressed with the power of goal mapping was Kathleen that she chose to become one of the certified coaches, using it in her sports coaching, but also choosing to empower young women to help them find their passion and accelerate their business career with goal mapping. Within the goal mapping platform, everybody tonight has access to it. As part of joining the program, you automatically create your account. You can watch inspiring and informative video that helps you learn the principles of success. Click on the Life Path tab, click on any of the dots on the little map you see of the island, and it will open up a section of video from the goal mapping workshop. At the end of each video, which is around about 15 to 20 minutes long, you'll be given the choice. Do you want to watch the next video in the sequence, or do you want to go and create or indeed update your goal map? One of the great power of having your goal map in a digital format, as I will be showing you tonight, is that at the click of a button, you can update your map. If you like to be creative and do it on paper, you can download the free templates and create your map that way. But I really recommend that even if you hand draw the pictures, that you take a photo, crop it, upload it, and use it in the online system so that you have the flexibility of making changes and updating. And this is an essential part of the coaching process. If you're a coach joining us tonight and you're looking to empower your clients within the coaching relationship, there's going to be a requirement to help your clients update their goals with new insights, new actions they need to take. In addition to goal mapping, we also have 3 other techniques. We have life mapping, action mapping, and self-mapping. Action mapping and life mapping available here in digital format. And every month we are running both this presentation plus a second presentation focused on helping people create their maps. Having one goal map is good, having more is better. And the recommendation is to create a new goal map once each month to gradually map out your life. Starting with a map for being your best and living your best life, and then each month creating additional maps focused on the major areas for success. A goal map to help you with your authentic happiness, a goal map for raising self-esteem, a goal map for your physical well-being, financial freedom, harmonious relationships, and purposeful living. And if you'd like to join, it's absolutely free with our coaching master classes, where we guide people through creating a map once a month. Why one map each month? Well, because once you have your goal map, you then want to work with it and look at it so that you can form the brain cell connections, which I'll be explaining in a little while. Here's my maps here in my folder. I have the maps for the different areas of my life, and I'm able to update them and add new information at the click of a button, all of which is helping to ingrain my goals into my consciousness and form the brain cell connections, neuro pathways that help me to be at my best. If you're interested to join any of our mapping master classes, simply go to our events page. You can register for free. You can see the next master class coming here, number 8, is actually focused on creating your life map. As well as being able to create your map online, you can also access our resource center. And for absolutely free, you can download the printable templates for any of the mapping systems: Goal Map, Life Map, Action Map, Self Map. And you can do your maps on paper if you wish, rather than online. You can also take a life balance check. And in the life balance check, you'll be able to see which areas of your life will most benefit from you focusing on those areas and creating your map to help yourself move forward. We even have an online journal, and if you wish to access it tonight, you'll be able to follow through and record important insights and information, as well as tonight exploring how to use the system to create your own map. We have a fantastic list of coaches around the world, and here on the screen, our very first coach for this evening, Paula, a dear friend of mine. We're going to see if she's online. Bring her up now. You can see her in the background. I'm just going to change screen a little. How are you, Paula?
Hi. Can you hear me?
I can hear you very well. Let me go down a little.
From the Dolomite area.
You're in the Dolomite area?
Yes.
And how is the connection? Seems pretty good?
Yes, I think so. I can hear you very well.
It's fantastic to hear you and be with you this evening, Paula. I'm just going to see if we can come off the PowerPoint for a moment and get Vicky to spotlight the screen so it brings the two of us up side by side. Paula, you've been a goal mapping practitioner since
2016.
And you've become a dear friend over that time. You've done a fantastic work in Italy and beyond with goal mapping. And would you share a little about your work, Paula, with everyone? I've got the presentation you sent through, so I can move through the slides as you wish me to. You just need to tell me to click and I'll be able to move it on.
Yes, you showed before my first goal map that was made by drawing.
This one here?
This was my first one that is already made at the moment. And I work in tourism since more than 40 years. And this is my passion, you know this. And I tried to bring the knowledge about goal mapping to this kind of, let's say, business department, because our area is almost developed in tourism. And I had the opportunity to cooperate with Lega Ambiente, which is an organization who take care about, is a no-profit organization made from volunteers who take care about environment in all the parts. And so I tried to, with Bruno together, a colleague of mine, to bring our business experience with the help of the technique of goal mapping in groups who has the duty to develop special or specify areas in Italy who has as main business the tourism as well, especially in the period where the tourism become a big increase and become to be sometimes over tourism. So the let's say the action to bring a kind of good ways to develop tourism become more and more important in that area.
And in what ways do you think goal mapping helped with tourism and the people that you were wanting to support in Italy?
Because in my experience, one of the most problems is to share projects together. There is a lot of individualism, And Goal Map helps first, and this was my first experience, to let's say to bring people together on and make them aware that they are thinking about sharing a project. They don't know it until they are together and they see that they think the same, they have the same view. And if they work together, they can have much better results. And if you work in tourism, it's really important and necessary that the destination has the same way to develop the area, the project, and the product as well, what we offer to the guest, to make the holiday as better as possible.
Shall I move the PowerPoints on? I'm not sure that I've positioned it quite right for you because of the...
The first one is the description of Legambiente, which is this Italian association of volunteers who take care about the environment in many ways. And this, in according with the cooperation with Vivi l'Italia, organized this kind of education, which is called ASTA, and is, let's say, a specific education about develop good tourism in the way. In special area who has a problem because they are, let's say, for example, very small, so they can't accept too much people, or where they don't have, they have to stop to build too much, or to insert new ways to check and control the tourism develop. And I had the opportunity between 2018 and 2020. Unfortunately, after that, we became COVID, and so this kind of ways was stopped for a while. Now they are starting again. But until there, I had the opportunity to visit many areas in Italy. They are not so known, but they had this kind of problem. And this picture that you show is one island that I invite to visit because it's really marvelous, is Favignana in Sicily. It was my first experience. And we went with Bruno together. We were invited from the municipality because they had to find out a project to share with the population, and to find out a project that was also accepted from the population. And we worked with almost of the people living there. The island is quite small. There is a protected sea area there as well. And we had a really nice experience because they were really exciting. First of all, they was a little bit scared about to do everybody together kind of work. But after that, it started to get a big enthusiasm, and we were able to developed together with the group 5 projects that the municipality was support after to make a kind of groups for each project. They was identified and developed there for the next years.
And we have a real mixture of people joining the presentation this evening. Some people are absolutely new to goal mapping, some people more experienced. So maybe it's important I explain that goal mapping is both a mindset workshop as well as a 7-step process for how to set goals in a powerful way. You have been presenting the mindset workshop as well as helping people to create their maps. and sometimes I believe you're also doing team goal maps for the group that you are working with. Is that correct?
Yes, first so the let's say the session are almost of 2 or 3 days, because we have to know the people, to understand how it's going to be in the area, what's happened in the area, and understand what is really important to develop, and what the people think is important to develop. So first of all, we explain how is working goal map. So we make a real goal mapping session for 1 day, where we explain the 7 steps, and we let them work on their own goal maps.
After a personal goal map,
yes,
for themselves.
Yes, because they have to understand how it's working the tool, how it's working the technique. And when they understand this, we start to work on the destination. So we take again the principle and we work together in group on the destination. First of all, to identify what is happened there. So what are the main project or the main situation are developed at the moment, so we can work on that and make them aware if it's necessary, or if it's important to work on that project who are still there. Of course, in the way of sustainable tourism, so in a good way for the destination, and also to find out the problems that they have in that way.
And there's a very specific focus that you have for the goal mapping workshop and the principles of positive thinking, as well as the technique. And what for you do you feel are some of the main benefits that the goal mapping workshop and system are bringing for people?
Yes, write what is on the slide right now, because they work together and find the project. They maybe think, but they don't have the power to share. And then the most important and the most powerful is to make the resistance between people lower, that they are usually in the community very high, to make also the social envy lower, because when you have an activity, you think always that your neighbor is better than you, or you don't want that your client go there, and so on. So we make them aware that if you were to go together in a tourism destination, you make the let's say product, we call them product in this way, much better and much richer, much more rich than to work alone. And sometimes you also start a process where the guest can enjoy much more than if you are not, or you can also, let's say, start new benefit or new services that alone you can do it. So it's really for a destination, a tourism destination, if you want to be complete for the guest, you have really to work together. And you will be much more powerful and much more also incisive for people, and more attractive as well.
And when you did your certification training, Paola, you travelled here to England, and you sent me those pictures today, but I didn't get them uploaded here in the PowerPoint. And we now do the certification training online, so it's convenient for people to join wherever they are in the world, and also whenever they wish, because online we're able to make the training continuous. how easy did you find it to learn the goal mapping? And given that I don't speak Italian or very little few words, I know that you've tried hard with with me. Ti voglio bene is about all I've learned, really.
I tried, but it doesn't work with you. I'm sorry because I don't speak English so well, but
your English is very good.
You speak a little bit more Italian. This is my desire.
Bella.
But I love you in any case. What to say? I started to make the goal mapping before I get the certification, of course, because we had the luck that you came in Italy for skiing in our area. And so we had the opportunity to experience goal mapping many times. I guess there is always something more to discover from the technique, and also many ways to apply it. When you know the steps and you know the principle, you can really apply in many ways. And every time comes new opportunity. Now, me and Sabrina, another practitioner who is
you have a great community in Italy. Yes. Teaching goal mapping. There are many now.
She's here with me.
Is she?
Now.
Hello, Sabrina.
Come on.
Hello. I'm sorry for the late, but I finished my job now. Too late.
And we now want to apply the technique in a new way. Let's say
new context.
See, new context using, let's say, using is not a good word, in the nature. So bring people in the nature to discover another rhythm, another new way, and apply and make the people know about the principle there.
So I know that you are passionate about taking people walking in the mountains, and from the very first time I came skiing in your area, I've never wanted to leave. And coming back year after year, you offer fantastic experience with the skiing in Cavallese. And I know you have now new apartments that you're offering people as well. But you're also taking people out in the nature in the summertime. And so you're seeing opportunities to use goal mapping in that way also.
Yes, I would like to match because you know that I develop also my passion about tourism and my passion go hiking, and I became the certification for mountain guiding. And now with Sabrina, we want to match all these possibilities and bring people in the nature to enjoy all our very nice habitat. Yes, habitat. And
more attention.
Yes, make them more aware, because if you are in the nature, you can be more concentrated by yourself and be aware about the principle. We want to make them aware about the positive, the power of positive thinking first, and then Sabrina tell the rest.
Yes, in the nature, everybody know that you are a different attitude. No? When you are in the nature, is that this time is really for you, and you are concentrated, and you hear better, and you can feel better all what you say. So you when the teacher or coach, when the coach explain all the basic principle of the goal mapping, I think people are more have a good attention, and you are more efficient to transmit all the concept. Well, after you can add for complete some exercise. No, when you think about think positive or think about conscious about yourself in the nature. You walk without shoes or other things like that. It's a really complement, a really integrate all the principles. This the logic that we think of with Paola is we start with the principle and we add what the nature can do for amplify this principle, and the effective we will see we do, and we will see sure are different. This is,
and of course it really connects
philosophy
with whole brain activation, and the key principle with goal mapping of brain balance.
Right.
Exactly.
So these are the key principles you're working with here. I know that changing paradigms is an important thing for you within the work of destination goal mapping. This will also be something within your new application of goal mapping and nature walks.
This is very important because we discovered that a lot of people see the thinking always in the same way. They have this paradigm. So if you want to especially make a strong decision about environment, about stopping numbers, this kind of effect of the over-tourism, for example, you have to change the paradigm.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's really difficult to develop new project. And this is an exercise that we do always in the destination education, because this is one of the big steps that make the people change attitude and change
consciousness.
Yes.
And I see here on this slide you have the key areas from the life balance check exercise that many people go through as an individual, and here you're also using them on a collective. Is that correct?
Yes, we changed a little bit the interpretation of every point to decline this to the destination. For example, for the mental, there is the creativity, the concreteness, the rationality in the area. How is going to be in the area? And we make the balance for each one, and then we share together to get the result, and we see where they are the point with the group where you have to work on. The emotional, for example, they are the internal relationships, which are very, very important for this kind of shared activities. Internal emotion, interpretation. If there is a lot of envy, we have to work on that. And it's coming out. The physical is vitality, dynamism. If it's a place where nothing happens, or if there are a lot of activities or a lot of events, or for example, financial, of course, if there are research and money to spend, or if you have to search for them and find investors or some other ways to get money to make a project. Social, the agreement between the categories, they fight all over. Always when we go in a new area, the first things that they say they are the politics, they do nothing. People don't speak together, so they see all negatives, and this is the first things that is so important to make the people the step about the power of positive thinking, you know, because these are the first thing that they are in the destination and where we have to fight against to get the result.
And one of the major points of goal mapping is about having a timeline, because goals want to be specific and measurable and time bound, otherwise it's just a wish. And so I see here one of your key points is about the timeline. Would you say a little about what you believe is important with it?
Is very important, and is important also when you have a group that there is a leader that can guide the group and work on the steps you have to follow to achieve your goal. And this is something that works well.
And this is your last slide within the presentation you sent earlier. It's in Italian, so I'm not sure what all of the meaning is.
I can explain a little bit. They are the 5 main projects we find out in the Favignana Island. And this, yes, the Favignana Island in Sicily, I told before you came. And these are the 5 projects that the group find out where they want to work on that. According with what was necessary to do in the island and what was working actually in the area. And for example, they had the problem to make the season longer. This is the first work cloud. And all the words you see are the meaning, they came from the people. Sometimes they are many people, they worked on that, and they gave on this argument their idea and their mind. And about that, we were able to summarize the entire project, collecting all the ideas.
Yeah, very good.
The second one, for example, is green, of course, is regarding environment. So, for example, is about the energy, how to get energy in the island, of course, green energy, without cars, all bioproduct, good air, cutting numbers as well, because of course much traffic bring no good situation for that. The third one, the red, is about the culture. So they have kind of foundation in the island that they want to develop more and to share the story, the culture, the emotions. There is a very nice location in the island because they have a pit of a special stone there. There was a cave in the years to construct churches and monuments all over in Sicily. And now this kind of a natural cave become now like a big monument and this kind of natural theater, for example. They want to make this value more popular and use them for event or something like that. The fourth one is about the services, to make all the services for the guest, for transport, for connection with the Sicily and so on better. And the last one is regarding, let me see, I don't see on the...
Maybe my video is in the way, let me just...
Yes, it's covered, but it's not a problem. Yes, it's the port. The purple one is about the port because they have a very important port where they was fishing. Now it's closed and they want to make the work in the port and the area in the port more beautiful and and use the spaces, the old spaces that they have in the port, and use for also activities and cultural event and so on, and to share also and make for the tourists and for the guests who are coming for the for holiday, possible visit for how was the fishing at once upon a time, and kind of this nice cultural and historical things that belong to that population.
Paola, you've been fantastic goal mapping practitioner, helping many people with goal mapping. You've been a beautiful friend to me over many years. Would you say, before we finish and I move on with the presentation, would you and Sabrina just share what has goal mapping done for you personally?
You want to start or I start? I start. For me, is kind of fil rouge. I'm a Gemini. I'm born in June. And
June 15th.
when I stand up in the morning...
See, I even know your birthday, June 15th.
Yes. And when I stand up in the morning, I get always new ideas, sometimes too much. But I guess that goal map is my fil rouge, because is what gave me the to-do list to achieve my project, my dreams, my ideas. Not always is going on the good way, but I always learn from them, from my process, from my ways, and is kind of method that I have to achieve my project. And I have many.
I know. Sabrina, what about you?
Ha detto che cos'è la goal mapping per te? Only a small question.
Because
It's a big question. Well, sure, I think goal mapping is a good part, the content of goal mapping that help you in some moment of your life, or is a techniques really interesting for is flexibility, as adaptability. You can do your the goal mapping for yourself, and you can add, you can it's like for example, it's like you bring a shoe, you can design your shoe. No, now you go to internet and you decide, I like pink, I like I want. Now you can design your goal mapping with all concept, and you can apply for do it really. And it's like you give me the goal mapping, Brian, and I do my goal mapping not only for a focus or something objective, but it's like that. I feel like I was Sabrina that create this method, this goal mapping.
you've made it your own.
If I explain my concept, maybe you understand and you can repeat better than me.
Yeah, I understand it. You've made the system your own system, and you've tailored it with the shoe size and color that is fitting you, like Cinderella. If the shoe is fitting. Look, bless you both. I didn't realise you were joining tonight, Sabrina. It's lovely to see you again. Paolo, I know how busy you are. Thank you.
Thank you.
So you are welcome to try our goal.
Thank you so much. And we apologize for our English, which is not so fluently.
Yeah.
I hope we speak also with the hand, you can understand what we think. At the basic, there is a big passion. And so grateful to share everything and also to be part of this big group. And
Yeah,
thank
you are
Brian for
a
everything.
fantastic person, Paola. It's lovely to know both of you. And Vicky also is other side of the table from me. We send our love to you. We look forward to connecting with you again soon. Bless you, my friend.
Grazie.
Thank you very much.
Take care.
You too.
So, as I was mentioning briefly just a little while ago with Paola, that goal mapping is both a 7-step process for helping you to set goals in the most powerful way, as well as it being a mindset workshop. And it's these two aspects of being able to present the science of personal development as well as the goal mapping system that make it so truly effective. And it's my pleasure to share with you right now some of the content from the goal mapping workshop. And we live in an incredibly fast changing world. And you only need to switch on the news to see how fast the world is changing. And the important thing to remember in a fast changing world is that change always brings opportunities. The great challenge is that so many people are in fear of change. And when we're in fear of change, we often become blind to the opportunity. Sometimes life changes suddenly, unexpectedly, and in ways that we really don't want. And this is what happened for me many years ago. And my life changed suddenly. I felt I was in a storm of change. I really didn't know which way to go until I met this amazing life coach that started to teach me the fundamental principles of goal setting. And one of the early things that he taught me is that change is like the wind, and we cannot direct it, and we cannot choose where the wind is coming from or whether the wind is blowing strong or weak. But what we can always do is to choose the set of the sail, regardless of which way the wind blows. If you imagine you are like a little sailing boat on the ocean, you can choose the direction of the wind. And now here's my home. It's in the south of England on the Isle of Wight. And if I bring up a map of the Isle of Wight, I'm living right over on the south side, small place called Ventnor. Paola's been here to visit a few years ago when she was doing her certification training. One of the things that the Isle of Wight is famous for is that we have a round the Isle of Wight yacht race. And so every year, 1,500 sailing boats leave Cowes and they travel around the Isle of Wight. And as they pass my home at Ventnor, often the wind is changing direction. And when the wind changes direction, the crew of the yacht need to adjust the set of the sail. If the crew have a skill and they're able to adjust the condition of the boat, then regardless of which way the wind is blowing, they're able to capture the opportunity and make progress on their journey. This is how life is. Each of us are making a journey through life. We are each of us making a voyage through our life. The conditions of life can change very quickly, very unexpectedly. And just like Paola mentioned earlier with COVID and the lockdown, it was a global change for so many people that did not expect it to come. But the principle is that regardless of which way the wind blows, if we take control and we be the captain, we are able to choose the set of the sail and find the opportunity in the change. What is the personal set of the sail for each of us? If you are an individual making your way through life and suddenly life is changing, what is your personal set of the sail? Well, it is your mindset, your beliefs. It's your heart set, your attitudes. And it's your skill set, your actions and behaviors. And by choosing your thoughts, by influencing your feelings, and by empowering your actions, you're able to set a better sail and to find the opportunities that are created by change. And often those opportunities will be hidden behind a cloud of difficulty. This is why learning the science of personal development, the science of positive thinking, the principles of success are so important for us, particularly in modern life, to help us find our way in all of the fast-moving changes around the world. The more change there is, the more opportunity there is, but what is essential is that we know where we want to go. Goals are like having a beacon of light that help us to steer our course. And a goal map is quite simply the most effective way at helping us to hold on to the light of promise for our future and to steer our path towards the direction of our dreams. So here is a goal map, and what makes a goal map absolutely unique is this very specific balanced combination of words and pictures. The words of the goal map are to stimulate and activate the left side of your brain, the logical brain that thinks in words. The pictures of the goal map are to stimulate the right side of your brain, your creative brain that likes to use visualization. In the very center of the map, you have a main goal. And then on either side are more goals. Now, these can be from all different areas of your life or all from the same area, focused in to a specific goal map, either for a life area such as health or wealth or career or relationships, or maybe focused on a specific project, or as you've heard Paola and Sabrina talking about, focused on a specific outcome, such as helping a group of people within a business, within a community, and within an educational establishment. At the top of the map are your motivating reasons why, the big why for why you want to achieve your goal. And the motivating reasons are meant to be as emotional as possible, because it's the emotion that motivates. Emotion has power. We're not really motivated by logic. And then when, and you heard Paola talk about the importance of having a specific date, a timeline. How, what are the actions you need to take, the action plan to move towards the achievement of your goal? And then who is going to help take the action to move towards the goal? And these steps are the crucial elements of conscious achievement. And many people will come to me with dream boards and vision boards, and they have a lot of very pretty pictures, but there is no clarity because there isn't words. There's no action plan. We need all of these specific steps. We need to know what we want, what is the priority, why it's important to us, when, how we're going to do it, and who's going to be involved. 7 simple steps. And on the screen here, you can see a goal map from one of Paola's colleagues, Bruno, who was working with the tourist department. This is a goal map from the Italian Tourist Board. And here are those 7 critical steps that create a goal map. Step 1, dream. Use your right brain imagination and think through what you want to achieve. Write it down, but then the second step, left brain, work out what's the priority goal and place that in the very center. Step 3, map it out in words and pictures. It's really important you use imagery as well as words to stimulate both sides of the brain. In creating a goal map, you command your subconscious mind, universal consciousness, which works with the law of attraction, to move you towards your goal. Your subconscious mind responds to pictures much more than words. And by creating your goal map in words and pictures, you're able to activate the whole of your brain, which helps you to engage in conscious self-manifestation, that you turn your thoughts into reality. Step 4, why? What are your big reasons for wanting to achieve your goals? Step 5, when? And you'll see on the goal map, there is a start date at the bottom of the map, and then there is a focused achievement date just underneath the main goal. How and who is going to be involved? These 7 steps all build on each other to create the goal map. And in a single A4 page, such as my map here, you're able to capture all the key information of what you want, what's the priority, why do you want it, when, how you're going to do it, who's going to help. In addition, by using the online platform, you can also drill down into more detail, and you can create a very detailed and focused action plan. It's now time to introduce our second guest coach of the evening, another really experienced goal mapping practitioner. Am I correct in the date, David Worley? I'm saying here 2008. Have I got that right? I think I got it wrong with Pal. I thought she was 2015. She said 16. Yeah. Am I a year out with you?
You're a year out, 2009.
2009, all right. So I put you a year ahead of time, but that's a phenomenally long time to be involved in goal mapping, David.
Yeah.
Can't wait to hear you share how you use it and what it means to you on a personal basis.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess it might be a while just to take us back a little bit. Just a couple of years before 2009, I actually was at a Forever Living event and I saw you on stage. And I said to my wife, I want to do that.
At Forever Living, I've just presented for them yesterday. Saturday.
That's right. I saw that on your LinkedIn. And I thought I want to do that. I listened to people around me and people that belief in the room that I can do this. I have a dream and I can do it. And I have something to help me do that. So time went by and I made my thoughts of what I wanted to do. And then a very good friend of mine, and you know her well, Rachel Saunders, I joined her team as trainers. There's taking you back a bit of time. So, and then she says, you've got to come and see this guy. I went, who is it? She said, Brian Main. I says, I don't believe it. So in a heartbeat, I was over to the Isle of Wight. And then we had a fabulous couple of days there where I then became a practitioner. My dream at that time, I've still got my very first goal map. I've got it here. I've got everything that I've got. And I thought, I want to speak on stage. I still want to speak on stage. I dreamt everything about speaking on stage. And then sometime later, I joined Avon. And it gave me the chance to speak.
Avon, the cosmetics organization.
Cosmetics, yeah. So, so a multi-level marketing business. And I got to speak to smaller audiences at first of 20 to 30 people. And then my dream came true where the audience went up to 800 and 1,000 people.
Wow.
And it was the most amazing experience of everything. I couldn't believe it. I still get hairs sticking up the back of my neck thinking about those times. It then moved me to others. I've spoken with Unique and Summers, Utility Warehouse. So I tend to focus a little more on the self-employed people, solely because they need that drive. Because you know what it's like with the self-employed people. You have the doubters. There's people who tell you can't do things. And I find that the goal map is absolutely incredible at keeping people focused on actually what that dream is. And no matter what people say, they don't leave that dream. They don't let that dream be taken away. So I work really hard in that area. And majority I work with are multi-level marketers, but I do with smaller businesses. The businesses I work with on day-to-day, I try and get it in wherever I possibly can. But certainly the self-employed is an area where I find that I can add so much support to.
How many, like since 2009, David, how many people do you think you've presented goal mapping to, helped with goal mapping?
Wow, crikey. About 4,000 maybe upwards.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I think-
Congratulations, mate.
Thank you. Yeah.
No, thank you, because that's
and-
4,000 towards that 7 million.
Yeah, that's it. Well, and I've always been supportive with you. You know, Brian, I'll give you a call and I'm trying to do this. What do I do? And we have we have similarities in our martial art background and all sorts of things. We have our chats, which, you know, I love when I speak to you, because it just means sometimes if I need that little bit of boost, then, you know, I always call on you. You know that.
Always a pleasure to hear from you and help you, David.
Yeah. And I think that the ultimate was when I did the Unique, which was then 1,600 people. And that was, I came off stage and I was absolutely buzzing. And then I had to get because I was living in Spain at the time. So I had to get me to the airport. And I don't think the taxi driver quite knew what hit him, because I didn't stop talking from the second I got in the cab till I got to the airport. I just, whoa, and out it all came. It was great.
Yeah, poor Vicky has to deal with that with me when I get off stage after a presentation. Like on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm no different. I'm no different. But it was really interesting listening to Paola and Sabrina there with their passion. And I think that's the one thing you've always taught me, and also Rachel, who was my mentor in training and speaking, is to talk with passion. And it doesn't matter the words you use or how you look or how you are. It's the passion that sits behind, because people will believe in you. And then when they start to believe, you can get them to believe in themselves. And I think that's a massive drive for me. And I've always kept that as I talk.
Now, what about on a personal basis, David? What do you think goal mapping has given you? Obviously, you've shared it with a lot of people, and I know that you've been active within network marketing and businesses, and you've helped individuals. What has it done for you as an individual?
It's given me the belief that I could do what I want to do. Life is a choice, and I think it depends on the decisions you make. We are where we are because of the decisions we make, and it's having that right choice and going and believing in yourself, and maybe doing something that other people tell you can't do. And I think a lot of people become quite institutionalized in the way they're told they have to be. And I think you can be what you want to be. And I think the goal mapping really starts to unlock people to go, I can do that. Just because somebody says I can't, I can. Just because others do what they do, is finding what you want to do. And that was the big thing for me. So again, when I'm working with the multi-level marketings, I work with the leaders to actually get their map sorted. And then I get them to work with the teams, and I help the teams, and then the leaders follow me. But the big thing, the big difference over the number of years, Brian, is when you've added the tasks to the how. And I thought that was a genius move, because with the tasks, people then have a real concrete plan about how to achieve it that goes down to the detail. And that can be used in a one-to-one with their leader to then hold people accountable to that. Because you know what it's like, Brian, you speak to the naysayers or the people who say you can't do it, and you sometimes fall away from your dream, you're taken away from your dream. But this really makes it more concrete. And if they do the regular one-to-ones and have that person that holds you accountable, well, that support mechanism, I think that's huge. So I have my maps. I only share them with the people who believe in me. And that's been a huge piece. And one of those beliefs is yourself, of course. But the other one is my wife. She's absolutely massive. So I do everything for my family, and that's it. However, on occasions, it doesn't always go so well. Then that's why I shared the map with you. And I thought I'd share a different map. I hope you didn't mind that.
And no, absolutely not. And I put back on the screen, and it's this map that you're showing here on the screen. I'm not sure if I can make it bigger than it is. I apologize for that,
That's
David,
okay.
but
That's
maybe
all right.
people can focus in there and see it on the presentation.
Yeah, I'll take you through it because I do a lot of training with people, and one of the quotes I really love is by Eleanor Roosevelt, and I love your quotes when you send them through every day. And she simply
daily
said,
inspirational quotes.
Oh, I love them. I keep every single one of them and use them. But Eleanor Roosevelt once said, people can only make you feel inferior with your consent. And I live by that. I teach my children that. However, I allowed some negative comments to get into my head, and I simply completely lost my confidence. And I didn't know what to do. I just didn't. It was devastating for me. I really started to doubt my ability, myself, and everything. So I thought, well, David, you're a practitioner. There's only one solution. So I created a map. Now, this map took me a long time to create because I needed it to really resonate with my subconscious and the way I was. So you see the middle picture there. I am proud and accept who I am. And that picture was on one of my first talks when I presented at Avon. There was about 800 people there, and I was on a stage. It was the strangest stage ever, Brian. It was like a catwalk. So I had to go up and down with people either side of me. But I remember everything. And that picture, every time I see it, I know exactly how I felt. And when I look at it long enough, my heart rate increases, and I get that real sense of inferior. I just cannot get over the experience. I know everything about it. I mean, everything there. And then off of that, the 4 sub goals are the ones that I'm true to, which is I walk my own path. And the image there goes back to, again, martial arts, where sometimes it can be a lonely path, but it's a path that I need to walk. And I go back to your piece where you're on about the path and the winds of change. Sometimes you just got to set yourself differently. The next one down is I choose my response. Well, I was finding I was getting really angry about everything. The gap between my trigger and response was very short, if non-existent at times. And this is really to be calm. So I needed to be calm. I needed to choose my response to everything, which I have a choice to do. And that goes back a lot of the time when you and I have spoken many times about that response to things. You can choose how to do that. That is our right, and we should do that. And then the next part was to stand up for what I believe is right. I have values, I have things I don't agree with, and it's having that confidence to stand by those values, no matter what is said to me. And that's a huge part of me. And then the other one, which probably underpins nearly all of it, was to be solution focused. If I think about the positive, think about the solution, and I have a little trigger in my head, as soon as something goes wrong, I just say, okay, what's the plan? Because if I think what's the plan, I tend to think more logically instead of panicking and going frantic and doing whatever I do. So those are huge. But the biggest thing again after that was the whys. You can see my family up there. That's my wife and my
At the
three
top
children.
of the map, yeah.
Up on the left-hand side, yeah, that's Sharon, Jade, Jordan, and Jasmine, all the J's, and we were on a beautiful beach where we live, and everything I do is for them. The middle one, peace of mind. Again, you can see the martial art piece there. It's just
The yin and the yang.
calming down. Absolutely, and if I could get that right and get my passion in the right place, then I know what I can do. And the next one, I just love this picture. It's that self-belief of the bird pain, the wind underneath that wing. It's effortless. And if you know you're in the right place, it's effortless and it's a joy. And those are the three huge. And when I do the maps, I really do drill down on people and I ask them to talk me through at length every single picture. And I always like to see that emotion that you spoke about before ooze out of the people, because then they know that they've got the map right. My house, where Believe in Myself, that's me. So the bit where the little star is coming from, you can't quite see it on the picture there, but that was an interesting photograph. Actually, what that is a beautiful waterfall of books. And the whole thing is I drink from the fountain of knowledge. So it's such a big thing. And I make it a point that every day I either read or I listen to a blog or I do something to actually build my self-development. And there's my influences. There's Sharon, my wife. There's yourself in there. Steve Peters on the Chimp Paradox. And Wayne Dyer is somebody I absolutely love as well. So
with the cap on.
Yeah, you see, it's great. These people, and there are many more, but these are my key drivers. And then it's the DAC factor. I never forgot the DAC factor. I wrote about the DAC factor, and I looked through my original writings, and it's always there. And that DAC factor, the next one is the unique bit on stage. So that's where I know I had the drive and the attitude and confidence to be on that stage and do what I love doing. So I created the map, and very quickly I turned it around, and I look at it all the time. Before I go to train, before I go to speak, before I do anything, I will look at this map to make sure that to do one of your great sayings, which I use on all my trainings, by the way, Brian, is give myself a checkup from the neck up. You know, how am I? How am I coming across?
I've got to be honest and say to you, David, it wasn't one of my original lines. Give myself a checkup from the neck up was a line that I learned from my coach 30 years ago, bless him. And I took it and I've been using it ever since. I really love the use of the personal pictures, David.
Yeah.
And me and Vicky have been looking at your map, actually, and I apologise for not having it bigger on the screen. I put it here next to your profile picture, but I wish I'd have made it bigger for everyone, because that centre image of you walking on the stage expresses your goal of being confident so well. And I believe this is the real power of the online system, as opposed to just drawing. And there is a place for drawing. I still draw some of my goals. But the image of you walking across the stage is so powerful, because when you have a picture of yourself, or indeed like you have in your top why with your family, a personal picture is already deeply ingrained into your neurology.
Yeah.
Seeing the picture in your goal map just stimulates the brain cell connections in such a powerful way. And I think you have done a fantastic job with embracing the online system and choosing those images that have deep meaning for you, to focus your goal map and to make it as powerful in in the connection it has with your subconscious mind and superconscious mind. And I think you're really to be applauded, David.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
I have a similar experience to you. No matter how much we learn, no matter how much we may develop ourselves, life is full of changes.
Yeah.
And I found myself in a really challenged situation in 2019 when I nearly died because I become unwell with a lot of blood clots on my lungs. The cause was never found, but the doctors think I was just traveling too much because at the time I was in the middle of my speaking career, going to lots of different countries. And I created a goal map to recover my health, but also to recover my confidence, because when I become ill, I'd never experienced that in my life before. I've been blessed with good health my whole life, never ill, never in hospital, and suddenly I wasn't, and everything was going wrong.
Yeah.
And it was creating a goal map to recover my health and well-being that really served me, so I can absolutely connect. And I congratulate you for being so open, David, and saying that life's full of uncertainties, and as coaches and trainers, we also need a community and a coach and people that are going to help us so that we can stay on top of our game and in turn help others.
Yeah, it was quite interesting after this, where I sort of, with this business I was working with, I had to be what they would call a penguin. I had to do things in the own way, and you have to do it this way, I have to do it that way. I'm anything but a penguin. I like to see myself more as a peacock, where I'm just out there completely. So an interesting story off the back of this was that where I was working at that moment in time was a concrete jungle. I would drive in and there was just concrete buildings everywhere in the middle of the city. And there was parking spaces. There's a top floor and a bottom floor where we parked. And I'd always parked on the top floor, but for whatever reason, I wanted to park on the bottom floor this day. But all the way to work, I'm going, I am a peacock, I am a peacock, I am a peacock. I just kept telling myself that I am who I am. So I parked downstairs. Now there are 600 parking spaces downstairs. I could have parked anywhere. So I parked the car. The lift was in the opposite side of the garage, the underground parking. And I walked in between the cars. Again, I could have chosen any path through that car. And all of a sudden, I stopped dead in my tracks as I looked down. And what do you think I saw at my feet? A peacock feather.
Yeah, it's great when you get that synchronicity inside.
Oh, my days. Now, this is in the middle of a city, and there was a peacock feather. I could have walked anywhere. I could have parked anywhere. And I saw it there. That day, I was the biggest, proudest peacock you could ever imagine. And I did walk my own path that day. I chose my response. I stuck to my guns, my values. And yeah, it was a great day. So just a little bit of story off the back of that one.
David, I hope you will be teaching goal mapping for many years to come. You have such a great wealth of experience and wisdom to share with others. If people want to contact you directly, is it okay if they're connecting with you for your coach profile?
Yep.
So that you've got your contact details there.
Yep.
There are people that maybe want to take your advice or get some one-to-one coaching from you. I know you're really good helping people in lots of different ways.
Yep, absolute pleasure. I would help anybody because I know how much people have helped me in my years, in particular your good self, Brian. You're probably one of the most generous people I know, with a absolute passion and the bit is you believe in people, believe in yourself. So I thank you so much since I've met you. I treat you as a very, very good friend. So yeah, if I can help the others, you help me and I want to help others. So yeah. Be a pleasure.
Bless you, David. And a final parting piece of wisdom for you, David. What would you we've got a few new people as well as a lot of the community joining tonight. What would you say to anyone that's new and considering to become certified in goal mapping for themselves?
100% do it. That's the biggest thing. Go and have a go at it. Absolutely. Online, you know what I'm like about online. It took me a while to get my head around it, but I wished I had quicker because it's absolutely amazing. It opens up areas to reach people that you could never reach before. So I think it's incredible. So that would be one thing. And I guess the other thing is believe in your dreams and be you, because everyone else is taken, and use the map to get yourself in the right place. That's what I would always say.
Bless you, David. Thank you for making the time tonight. I know how busy you are. You're such a hard-working person and dedicated to your mission of helping others. So really thank you for joining tonight and for sharing your personal story as well as the professional story, because every so often we're all of us challenged, and it's really good to hear, you know, that you can face that challenge and come through it in the way that you have. And you look fantastic, mate. Do you mind me asking how old you are, David?
I am 65 years of age.
You look great, mate.
Thank you very much.
You
Yes,
look great.
Yeah, well, it's just gonna think some days I don't want to grow up, to be fair. So I just take life and laugh. I don't think we take life too seriously. We've got to have some fun with life, and I think that's what we always do. So yeah, it'd be great. And I will try my very hardest to get back over and see you again in the flesh. So let's hope that's not too long.
Would be lovely to see you, David. You take care, my friend. Right.
Absolutely.
Lots of love.
You too. Take care.
Bye for now.
All the best. Love and laughter. Yeah.
And so let's build on the wisdom that David has shared and just very quickly go through the power of positive thinking. This is one of the key sections that you learn within the goal mapping certification. For those people new and joining this evening, it's a brief explanation of the science of positive thinking and how positive thinking connects with goal mapping. Each of us have billions of brain cells. The estimate is we have 100 billion brain cells, and each one of our 100 billion brain cells, or neurons, represented by the black dot on the screen, grows these arms and branches called dendrites. They're all separated by a small gap, synaptic gap. Here is the key point. When you think a positive thought about yourself, as David was just explaining, being a peacock, or a positive thought about your life, or a positive thought about your future and your ability, when you think a positive thought, that positive thought starts as an electrical impulse in the middle of the brain cell. It travels out along the dendrites and axons, and it releases a chemical into your brain called serotonin. Serotonin is the happy chemical. Think a positive thought, it releases the serotonin, gives you the feeling of happiness. But along with the feeling of happiness, it is also a neuroconductor. So when you are thinking a positive thought, very quickly you get the feeling of happiness, but also the serotonin is joining the brain cells together. It allows your thought to continue on its journey, and you have that light bulb moment. Whenever you have that aha moment, that is the joining of two or more brain cells. And as the brain cells join and the serotonin releases, you have the new idea, oh, I can do this. And also you get a feel-good motivation, a little energy that encourages you to move forward with your idea and take action. The challenge is quite quickly after having that brain cell connection and light bulb moment is that the brain cells then break back apart again. So here's a simple principle of brain cell science that if you can remember this one principle, it is a master principle of success. And the principle is simply this. You can go check it out, do your own research online. Brain cells that repeatedly fire together, gradually they wire together. And this is the value in setting a goal, because when you set a goal, not just having it in your head, a lot of people go, oh, I know what I want. That's not enough, because you also know what you don't want, and the two cancel each other out. Put your goal down on paper, and by writing your goal down, with goal mapping, drawing a picture or uploading an image, right brain, left brain helps you to create a powerful connection. And each time you remind yourself of your goal, you strengthen the brain cell connection from a casual thought into an opinion, well, maybe I can do it, through to a belief and onto a sense of knowing, a powerful conviction that you can achieve your goal. The more connections you make, the more you activate the whole of your brain. Right side of your brain helps you to have a good vision of the future, lots of creativity, so you can come with ideas and how you overcome challenges and increase your success. Left side of the brain helps you to be strategic, make a plan, follow through, and be effective in your daily actions. The more balance you find between right brain and left brain, the more effective you are. You can look back throughout history or around the world in recent times, and you will see the smartest, most successful people that have ever lived are those people that have brain balance. And this is a principle for all of us, because we are born with our brain in balance, but our experience of life and school and society causes our brain, through conditioning, to go out of balance. Some people become right brain dominant, have lots of ideas, but they jump from one thing to another thing. They never finish anything. And other people become left brain. They're the majority of the Western world, left brain society, and they don't have their own ideas. The more left brain they are, the more they wait for other people to tell them what they should do and where they should go and how they should do things. Effectiveness and success is the balance between the two. And in modern life, true success is a whole brain game. Goal mapping, because of the use of words and pictures, helps people to achieve whole brain activation, whole brain success. Setting the goal triggers the chemical release that enlivens your heart. Think a positive thought, you release serotonin, you raise your self-esteem. And there are thousands of medical reports saying this, but the meaning is lost often in the detail. You can check it out in your own experience right now. Close your eyes, think about something very, very happy that's happened to you. Within a few moments, you'll release the serotonin. You will feel happy in your heart, not just a positive picture in your head. That same serotonin release also empowers your behavior, right down to a cellular level within your body. When you think positively about yourself, it boosts your immune system and your body chemistry. Quite simply, if you think that you can, well, you probably will. But if you think that you cannot, well, you probably will not. Because when you think negatively about yourself, your life, your situation, if you're working as a coach or planning to be a coach, negative thinking limits the spread of the thought in your brain because it releases a different chemical, cortisol. Cortisol is the chemical that gives you the feeling of sadness and depression. It's also a neuroinhibitor. It's part of our ancient fight or flight response, which many thousands of years ago, when the main danger in life was a wild animal like a hungry bear that wanted to eat us for lunch, and this system worked really well. In modern life, it really doesn't work well, because the more negative we become, the more the fear grows in our mind. And as the fear grows in our mind, so we go into the stress and fear response. In modern life, the danger is not a hungry bear that wants to eat us for lunch. The danger is the rising cost of living. It is the fear that maybe we're going to lose our work or not be employed. And most often, those fears are false fears, false expectations appearing real. But false fear appears very real in our mind. And here's an important line to understand. When you go into fear and worry, it's like negative goal setting, because your brain doesn't know the difference between a real danger, like a hungry wild bear that wants to eat you for lunch, or a demanding bill that's saying, pay me, pay me, pay me. And when we are worrying about our future, we release the cortisol that gives us the feeling of stress, that shuts down all of our immune system and lymph system, digestion system. This is why people get sick when they're in prolonged stress and worry. The answer to life's modern problems is to stay positive, because by staying positive, we activate the whole of our brain and we find the answers to life's modern problems. We find the answers about how to increase our income, how to increase our happiness, how to help people around us to be more happy, more successful, how to support our family. The best way of staying positive, goal setting, balanced goal setting. Goal mapping is based on a very ancient principle of whole brain activation. You can look back over thousands of years and you will see the same principle in play across ancient cultures around the world. It's the combination of mantra and yantra. It's a combination of affirmation and visualization. It's the combination of words and pictures. And the reason why ancient cultures have used this ancient principle for thousands and thousands of years is because it works. Goal mapping works. Goal mapping has reached more than 5.5 million people because it works. Even the largest organizations such as Microsoft, Siemens, Disney, Coca-Cola have come to goal mapping, not because of some fancy advertising campaign, not because of some slick sales process, but simply on the power of recommendation. There is nothing more powerful if you are looking to get your message out to the world than a raving fan that you have helped to achieve something meaningful, that wants to tell other people that they should work with you. This has been my experience since the start of goal mapping. Even my biggest contract with Microsoft came based on recommendation from an executive that had worked with me and another organization and realized the power of goal mapping and recommended it to Microsoft. All of my big contracts have been this way, as well as activating both sides of the brain. Goal mapping also helps to activate all the levels of our mind, conscious mind, as well as subconscious mind, and universal consciousness, where we connect with law of attraction. The subconscious mind is enormously powerful. It can do the most amazing things. It's like having our own magical genie. The genie is all powerful. It can help our wishes come true, but the genie cannot wish for you. You must command the genie. With your conscious mind, you are master of the lamp. And by thinking about what you want, you rub the magic lamp, you command your subconscious genie to move you towards your goal. The great challenge is that your subconscious always wants a target, but it's not able to make choices. And if you start to think about what you don't want, such as missing the target, your subconscious can't calculate it, thinks that is actually your desire, and sends you into self-sabotage. Worry is the equivalent of negative goal setting. And the great sadness, the great danger in modern life is that so many people are worrying about what they don't want. But in the process of thinking about what they don't want, because worry causes us to repeat the thought over and over and over and over, in the process, we actually send the command to our subconscious of what we don't want, and we send ourselves into self-sabotage. The key for success in modern life, to overcome our worries and our fears, is to have a strong goal of what we do want. And this is what we achieve by creating a goal map. In creating the goal map, we actually form the brain cell connections. Those brain cell connections become beliefs that command our subconscious, that move us towards the achievement of our goals. And many years ago in my workshop, there was a guy who was a motorcycle riding instructor, and he was explaining how the big danger for motorcyclists, people riding a pedal bike, is all of the many holes we have in the roads. And the key is, if you stare at the hole, you will go to the hole. By looking at the hole, you actually move towards it. So the key to success is not to stare at the hole, but to stay focused on where you want to go. We need a little negative focus to help us be aware of the danger, but we want our majority focused on our success. How do you maintain that balance on a daily basis? Create a goal map. It's not enough to have it in your mind. Put it down in the form of words and pictures, either on paper or digital, and then print it out, as I do with my maps. Goal mapping helps this process in such a powerful way because it applies directly to this combination of left brain and right brain words and pictures. And if you're new to goal mapping, I really encourage you, go create your own goal map. Go, if you're a coach or a trainer, go create a goal map about boosting your coaching or training business. Or if your desire is to make a career change or to start a second business alongside of your existing career, go goal map it out. because in the process of creating the goal map, you'll form your brain cell connections. You'll form your motivation. You'll send your command to the subconscious and universal consciousness and invoke the law of attraction to bring the goal towards you. Just as it's done for me, just as David was explaining with the peacock story. I mean, how amazing is that? And that he's created a goal map about being a peacock, and there it is on the floor, a little sign for him to say that he's on track and moving in the right way. I've heard it so many times from so many people. I've experienced it so often in my own life. Everybody join in this evening. If you're a new person and you've been able to join for free and to have a free goal mapping account, and you can also go into the Gold Lounge, and in the Gold Lounge, and you're going to find these 7 focused areas, and where we have specific information, not just about using goal mapping generally, but how you can use goal mapping in different areas of your life to help you improve harmony within your relationships, to live with more purpose, to be authentically happy, to live your best life, to have financial freedom, to raise your self-esteem, to increase your well-being. Click into any of these rooms and you'll find the focused information that will guide you into creating a goal map for that area of your life. And this is part of the goal mapping training and certification. Not only do you learn goal mapping, but we help you to find your niche area, the area where you want to focus. Go into any of my focused coaching rooms and you'll find there the specific information for how you create a goal map for that area of your life with the quick links and the follow-through process, and also the deep dive into the content, the fundamental universal principles behind goal mapping. Remember, it's not just a 7-step process, it's also a mindset workshop. And every month we're running a 3.5 hour, sometimes 4 hour deep dive workshop into these 7 principles that form the foundation and philosophy of the goal mapping, life mapping, action mapping, and self-mapping system. You can upgrade and receive the workshops, and here in the events page you can see we've got various events coming, including the next Life Path Masterclass. It's really simple to upgrade. Clicking the button in the purple header and you can upgrade for just $9.99 per month or £90 for the year. And if you're not completely happy, you can downgrade really easily. Taking my camera off for a moment to just show you where it is. Go into your account settings and you can cancel the subscription right here. I find it really annoying when people make it hard for me to downgrade from something I've subscribed to. And so for me, it's been a very important principle of integrity to make it really easy for people to downgrade as well as upgrade. You can upgrade for just 1 month, and then you can access all of our information from any of the rooms, including the family area. And in the family area, we've got the e-books, such as the Goal Mapping Parents Workbook, Student Workbook. We've got the audio of my best-selling book, Sound the Magic Genie. These books normally $9.99 each. You can go check out our shop. They're on sale there. But you can upgrade to the gold level for just $9.99. You can create 100 goal maps if you want. You can create a life map, an action map. You can attend our deep dive golden opportunity workshops. You can download all of the content. You can do all of that. It's even here on the screen, it's a value of more than £40, around about €45 for just $9.99. Download it all, and if you want to, you can unsubscribe again, and you've got everything for just $9.99. And you can create all of your different maps as well, download them, print them out, and then create new maps. And now, if you're interested in being a coach or a trainer, this next section is for you. And for the people that are already coaches and trainers, and you're not interested to watch this next section because you're already certified in goal mapping, then I thank you sincerely for joining tonight. It is our united efforts that's helping the most people around the world. Bless you all for joining. Thank you sincerely, Paula and Sabrina, David, for sharing your wisdom tonight. And for anyone that is interested to become certified in goal mapping, I invite you to stay and to write your questions in the chat, please. And we will do our best to answer as many as we can. I'll take the screen share off later and invite anyone who wishes to just speak openly on mic, and I'll do my best to answer your questions. Use goal mapping first and foremost to help you lift your own life. Everyone that joins the goal mapping community, remember there are more now than 1,550 something people, all of them using goal mapping for themselves. As you've heard tonight, as you've heard me say, I'm using goal mapping. Here's why I've got my maps, right? They're not here for the show, for the screen. I've got my maps because I'm using my maps. They help me, right? So use goal mapping for yourself. If you're not sure about it, go do your map. Many of the people that become certified in goal mapping aren't sure at first. They create their map, they achieve success, they want to teach it to others. Be a champion, spread the word. Even if you decide you don't want to teach goal mapping, please do tell other people they can join these masterclasses, as well as our masterclasses coming in 2 weeks' time, where we are guiding people through creating their goal map. We run 2 masterclasses each month. One is the showcase, where we invite other coaches in to share their experience. And the other is the masterclass, where we guide people through creating a goal map for an area of their life. If you're choosing to become certified, what's important to understand, or if you are a new person aspiring to be a coach or an existing coach, understand this: whatever type of coach you may be or aspire to be for your future, whatever your niche market, and you've seen David tonight talking about his niche with helping people in MLM and businesses, and you've heard Sabrina and Paula talking about their niche with destination goal mapping, tourism, and now taking nature walks. Whatever your focus, whatever type of people you want to help, whatever your passion, helping your clients achieve their goals is fundamental to their success and your success as a coach. Tony Robbins is recognized by many people as being the top coach in the world. And the point I want to make here is that I have been supporting Tony Robbins for many years in helping his top customers learn goal mapping. I have made so many presentations for Tony Robbins in so many countries, 2 in the last year alone, for his very top customers, the Platinum Partners. These are people paying $150,000 to be in this elite group, the Platinum Partners. And here's the point: Tony Robbins has his own goal setting system. I had somebody else earlier in the month say, I've got my own goal setting system. Yeah, fantastic. Tony Robbins has his own goal setting system. But even though Tony Robbins is a top coach in the world, he pays me and flies me around the world to present goal mapping to his top clients. The reason he does that is because of the power of the technique. It's not even about me. In fact, some of my other coaches have gone and presented for Tony Robbins and delivered goal mapping at some of his seminars because of the strength of the technique. And whatever area of life you may want to work, whatever type of coach you may be, or whether you want to work just one-on-one with people, whether you want to work in business or public or education, whether you want to work in groups, or whether you want to make big keynote presentations, like you heard David saying earlier with his presentation to Unique. I think he said 1,600 people. Whatever your desire, we have the support for you to achieve it. It's a fully international license. Business, education, public, wherever you want to work, we will support you with it. There's a complete resource center of manuals, PowerPoints, videos, all of the coach training, all of the content training is recorded, and it's available that you can watch for as long as you want. It's not time limited. This is an ongoing support system. This is an ongoing support community that will help you wherever you are in the world. I think you can see from tonight, it's a community of like-minded and heart-centered people that want to make a difference in the world. We have a resource center of manuals and PowerPoints, documents. Here's two of the workbooks here. We have them in soft copy. We have them in printed copy. We have them translated into many different languages. All of it to support you in helping other people. My life was not only changed, my life was saved by finding personal development. I've made it my mission now for 30 years to help other people do the same. We have the material, whether that's PowerPoint presentations for business, education, general public. The materials are there for you to use and in a range of languages. You learn to coach goal mapping and train goal mapping either physically, on paper, or indeed using the online platform. And in the orange button, you can click and it will open up the coaching center. This is a screen grab of my coaching center. All of these people here are people I'm coaching around the world. I can click on any one of these coaching pages and it will open up. You can see here I'm coaching Kristin, who's from Norway, and she's a goal mapping practitioner that I've been helping learn goal mapping and the online system. We've got our private messaging system here, and you can also create your own online workshops. And so in the blue button, click there, and it brings up the workshops. And the workshops here, like this one I've created for Zinzino, you can create at the facilitator level for your own clients. I'm showing video of me, but it could just as easily be video of you. It's a really simple process to create your own online workshop. This is one I've created for my longest running client, the one that David mentioned right at the beginning of his presentation where we met, Forever Living Products. I presented for them just recently on Saturday. It was a live presentation to 400 people, but we will also run in the coming days a follow-through presentation using the online workshop. People now expect that you will make the content that you have available online as well as in person. And so we've created this dynamic platform. So you can take your own content as well as goal mapping content, make it all available within the online platform. The certification is both a personal development opportunity, self-development, as well as business opportunity. You heard both Paula, Sabrina, and David talk about what goal mapping had done for them personally. It's helped me transform my own life. And why is it such a deep personal development opportunity? Because you will receive one-to-one coaching to map out your life. As part of the coach training, you will create a whole series of goal maps guided by our best coaches to map out all the important areas of your life. And in the process of doing that, you create an enhanced neural net. You literally stimulate a set of brain cell connections that helps you to be at your best. You will create a goal map for building your goal mapping business. First, learning the process, then finding your first clients, and then building your business. Because the map is created on the digital platform, you're able to continuously update your map. It's like a living document. In addition to learning goal mapping, you'll also learn life mapping. It's a professional certification that includes goal mapping and life mapping and our youth coaching program, because the passion for many people is to help youngsters learn the life skill of goal mapping. We have a full support resource center where you have training manuals and downloads and one-to-one coaching guides. And we also have full marketing support, including your own online coach profile, promotion materials, and affiliate center. So as part of the coach training, we will also guide you in how to create your coach profile. Andy Coley is one of the leading NLP practitioners in the United Kingdom. And for some years, he's also been certified as a goal mapping practitioner. Here's his coach profile. He's doing some fantastic work in the United Kingdom. He's working at a government level as well as with business and with different groups around the world, plus his NLT certification, and he has his coach profile here. It's a simple 7-week learning journey. If you want to fast track and do in 7 weeks, some people actually do it in less than 7 weeks. And start coaching their first clients or running their first presentation. The coaching process is 4 group coaching sessions plus 3 one-to-one coaching sessions with one of our senior certified coach trainers. And we have coach trainers from around the world speaking different languages. So if you want a coach that works within your language or has a focus within your area of passion where you want to work, then we have coaches that we can connect you with. Plus, of course, group coaching with me. You get full marketing and affiliate center support. So everybody that joins goal mapping gets their own affiliate center where you can share your personal link, invite people into the goal mapping platform, and if they upgrade, you receive a commission. I mean, how fantastic is that? You just need to share your link with people. They can join for free, and if they like it and they upgrade, you're receiving a commission. The minimum is 20%, all the way through to 40% and more commission. And you also receive upgrade codes as part of your certification package that you can give to your coaching clients to enrich your offer. In fact, the value of the coaching codes is more than the cost of the training. And you can coach people without the code. If you want to use one of the upgrade premium codes, and then it really enhances the value of your offer. You can check all of the people that join you through your affiliate link, and we have social media marketing materials that you can use to reach out into the internet, draw people back into your coach profile and into goal mapping. You're even able to create marketing pages, simple sales funnels with email autoresponders. And we have logos and support materials such as brochures and flyers where you can enter in your own contact details so that this becomes truly a business in a box. If you're a new person looking to start out, this is not only coach training and certification. This is everything you need to start working and earning an income. And if you're an existing coach and you're looking for a new tool, not only to help your clients achieve success, but to market yourself and to reach out into the world or to house your own online workshops, everything you need is included, including testimonials. So we have testimonials on goal mapping from people in business, people in education, people in network marketing, and general life. And these are testimonials on goal mapping. So if you're a new coach and you're wanting to give credibility to this fantastic system to people that don't know you, you can share these testimonials. You can tell people this is some of the things that is being said about goal mapping. We have backdrops, flyers, pop-ups. We even have case studies from some of the biggest organizations in the world, such as Microsoft, British Telecom, to help give you credibility as a new trainer and coach. There's a full money-back guarantee. If you're not completely happy, then you can have a complete refund. It's a lifetime membership, and you can join the community, be part of the community for life. I think you've seen tonight how heart-centered they are, like-minded, each person looking to make a difference. No renewal fees. This is a really important point because I know there are many coaching schools, coaching systems around the world where you've got to pay a renewal fee each year, or you've got to give a percentage of your earnings. We ask for nothing. Okay? There is one payment, which is your training payment. And then once you're certified, you've got use of the program and the platform for free for the rest of your life. So you have gold membership. Gold membership is £90 a year on its own. You have that for life, forever. And we have some people that have become certified coaches just so they have lifetime access to the program. But in addition, you have lifetime use of the coaching center. You have lifetime use of the training center. You have lifetime use of the marketing center. There's absolutely nothing to pay afterwards. Just one cost for your certification. It's so fantastic, the diversity within the community. Here, Siv Tuve from Norway saying that goal mapping was so important for her to find a tool that would help her with her executive clients. They find the process easy, and it really gives Siv Tuve that start she needed. I met her right at the beginning of her executive coaching career. She's become so phenomenally successful. whatever level you want to work at, whether that's corporate education or public, whether you want to work one-to-one coaching, or you want to run half-day workshops, or you want to speak at big conferences, like you heard David say with his work with Unique and also Avon. We have the full range of materials, and on top of that, of course, the educational materials. For me, it's been the greatest pleasure. I've earned a lot of money in coaching big businesses and coaching business executives, but there's nothing like the thrill of helping a child learn the life skill of goal setting. And goal setting is such an important life skill. Emily here from Italy has such a passion for helping young people, and her passion has shone through in that she's appeared in a number of different newspaper articles in Italy with her work helping young people. She's also working with businesses, not just young people. Here, John Alexander in England, up in Scotland, rather, not England. He'd probably be annoyed if I said England. United Kingdom. John Alexander doing some amazing work, helping apprentices to create goal maps for their future career. The goal mapping family pack, all included within the coach training, along with special information around how to present to schools and to empower classes of children. You can see here on the screen a picture of my own daughter, two daughters, Shanti and Aisha. They both started goal mapping when they were just 4 and 5 years old, and it's been an absolute joy to teach goal mapping. All of the materials within the Parent Centre, all included. The normal price of just the coach education for children alone is £350, but we included all within the one certification. The price of the codes we include, so 10 gold codes, they would normally be £90 each, 15 silver codes, more than £40 each. Total price of those would be £1,530, but again, all included within the coach certification, as is life mapping. So when you're coaching your clients, maybe you want to coach your clients into more than just a goal map. Maybe you also want to coach them to create a life map. Here's my life map. Look at it on a regular basis. It's so empowering. And the life mapping certification, as is being said here by Risha, she finds it really empowering to use with her clients. The price of the life mapping is normally nearly £600 on its own. But again, all included within the one certification. Just 1,000, I'm going to say it again, just £1,495. If you look at comparable programs around the world, I'm not sure they're really comparable, to be honest. I look at a lot of other coach programs. I'm not going to mention people's names, but some of the famous names around the world are offering coach training programs that don't even come close to matching the value that we give here in goal mapping, let alone the connection with the community. All of the material we've mentioned, all of the upgrade codes, the family material, the youth coach training, the life mapping, if you added up the individual value, it would be nearly £4,000, all of it available at just £1,495. Now, I know that for some people, it's a difficult time because of the rise in prices, the cost of living crisis affecting so many countries around the world. And so if you want to spread the payments, you can make it in stage payments. Testimonials here from Marion saying, thank you, Brian and Vicky, goal mapping community, the best investment I've ever made. Richard Gilbert, who was one of the guest coaches recently, is saying how goal mapping has helped him. He was nearly broke, and that goal mapping helped him to turn things around. If you are interested and you need to spread the cost, then just for a little more, just £100 or so more, you can spread the cost over a period of months. In fact, many people do this and they learn and earn before they've made the last payment, because we don't reserve any of the learning. We don't hold back any of the earning. You can start learning as quickly as you want. And you can start your coach training tomorrow if you want. And you can be earning really quickly before you even finish your last payments. You even have your upgrade codes, which you can use with clients if you want to add value to your coaching. You can resell them, or you can simply give them as gifts, whatever appeals to you. But you can be earning before you even make the last installment of your payments. If you're interested, click on the link. Vicky will post it in the chat. It will take you through to our information page. If anyone has any questions they would like to ask about coach certification, please do write them in the chat. We need more passionate people. I think you can see the passion tonight from some of the people joining. Paula, Sabrina, David, the passion they have for what goal mapping has done for them, and the passion they have for what goal mapping is helping them to give to others. I can see Mona Hartman on the screen, and she's been a fantastic supporter over many years. And Mona from Norway was one of the people that really encouraged me to create the new online platform we have. We had 2 versions before. We're in the 3rd generation of online software. Mona was one of the people that really helped me to understand how important it is that people can upload powerful, meaningful, beautiful, I think was your word, Mona, pictures that help to stimulate that right side of the brain. And Mona's going to be one of our guest coaches next month, sorry. And so if you'd like to join us again next month, and you'll be able to hear Mona's story and how she's using goal mapping to support people. In just a couple of days' time, we're starting our facilitator training. So many people start off as a goal mapping coach, and then they move on to the facilitator level, where they learn the goal mapping workshop. So they can make a half-day workshop online or physically, using all of the physical resources we have, so that people draw their goal map on paper. And we supply all the materials, so you can work either way, online or on paper in a workshop. You can use the workbooks if you want to. The facilitator training starts in just 2 days' time. If you'd like to join the facilitator training, all of the things I've explained tonight are included. And at the facilitator level, it also includes the coach training. Each level encompasses the next level. Some people, such as Holly, I don't know if she's still on the screen or not. She's gone, Vicky's telling me, has joined directly at the practitioner level, very first coach in South Africa, and choosing to empower people directly at the highest level. If you're joining as a practitioner online, and then we have a special mentoring process where we help guide you through the training over a whole year, and then support beyond, including all the resources, and even guidance in how you create your own online goal mapping product, niche training, if you wish to co-author a goal mapping book for your specific target audience, your area of passion. to co-author that book with me. If you would like to know more, if you're a little unsure, then book a call with me and Vicky. And we'll give you one-to-one attention, answer your questions, and show you how you can personalize goal mapping to help you help your people. I know that we have many people joining from many countries tonight. Maybe you're thinking that you would like to be the first in your country to take goal mapping and help your people, like Holly has decided recently to help her people. Whatever your desire, whatever your passion, please do follow through. And if you are not sure about booking the call or booking the workshop, then please do go create your goal map. Create a goal map of you working as a coach and helping other people, just like this example goal map on the screen. And if you would create your goal map of you coaching, training, goal mapping with others, send it to me and Vicky, and we will give you absolutely free coaching feedback on how to make your goal map as powerful as possible. Thank you sincerely for joining tonight. I'm going to take the PowerPoint presentation off. Just check in with everyone. David, you've been a superstar. Thank you very much. Are there any questions? Paola, thank you. Sabrina, thank you. I can see that your camera's off, but you're still there in the background. Are there any questions anyone would like to ask before we start to wrap up this evening? Just going to check in with my #1 fan, Vicky. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining. It means the world. I wish you lots of love. Mona, really look forward to being with you next month and hearing about your experience of goal mapping. Thank you once again. Wish you all the very best. Bye-bye for now. Take care, everyone. Thank you.